Hello all and welcome. And I'm the Realist Philosopher, and in this video I'd like to talk about the idea of wealth inequality and why it being some kind of problem is total and utter nonsense. Now, I keep hearing from people like Bernie and other silly leftists talking about how some people having more and some people having less is a big problem. This is in part because of the zero-sum fallacy that most of those people on the left just accept as a given. This fallacy teaches that wealth is distributed and not made. Therefore, anyone who has more wealth than someone else, well, they somehow stole it from the other person who had less. By the way, this argument, this idea, it's been debunked time and time again, and I myself have debunked it on my channel. I suggest you check the video out. It's called The Fallacy of the Zero-Sum Game. Anyhow, there's more to the whole wealth inequality argument than just the zero-sum game fallacy. Now, one of the reasons so many people believe in things like wealth inequality is because they want to believe. Nay, they need to believe, because if there's some nefarious reason for why some people have so much more while other people have so much less, then they get to feel better about having less. Suddenly, a loser is no longer a loser who's made bad choices in life and ended up at a dead-end job, or has no job at all. No, now he's a victim who deserves your sympathy and some free goodies. Yes, it's the evil white guy, the evil rich white guy who has more than me who's to blame. Yeah, it's his fault I have less. It's not my fault that my life sucks. It's their fault. I didn't make bad choices in life. Oh no, they stole from me. Somehow. Yes, they, those evil white guys, the evil other. Hence, those who have done poorly, well, for them, the wealth inequality argument, it's a solve. It's a bomb, a way to abdicate responsibility and blame others for their lack of success in life. At the same time, there are those who believe that the most wealthy, or even those with just a little bit of wealth, well, they shouldn't be able to possess so much of it. As Obama said in his now famous speech, well, I think there's a time when you have enough wealth. I mean, how much do you need? I guess he missed the lesson in Econ 101 where they taught that wealth is created. Do they still teach that? I guess not. However, many will claim that since you have so much and so many others have so little, that you should be more generous and give some of it to those poor others. And if you don't, then you're contributing to evil wealth inequality by not giving those who are doing badly the ability to do well. Essentially, you're just greedy for not sharing. Yeah, now we're a bunch of kids, right? And let's face it, much of this resentment from those with less, it originates from their envy of the rich. Not just envy. Many on the left covet what the rich have, and they want it for themselves. Yet another source of the calls for wealth redistribution. Then there's the intense need on the left to make everyone the same. Yes, to cast everyone in the same light. Yeah, we're all a blank canvas, don't you know, and everything that makes us who we are is social and not biological. If some people have more, it's because it was given to them by their mommies and daddies. They had an unfair step up in life, a step up I did not have. So that's why I am doing poorly and they're doing so well. For you see, there's systematic bias built into the system. So my black or brown skin, that's what's holding me back. Hence, that wealth those evil rich white dudes have, they got it unfairly. So they should be forced to redistribute it. Yes, the forced part is the problem, as the only way you can redistribute, meaning steal people's stuff, is by coercion, meaning by use of force at the hands of the state. Now, when someone argues about wealth inequality being a problem, all they're doing is complaining about someone else having more apples, or the potential to have more apples, or houses, or cars, or TVs, or pies. It's like saying that me having 100 pies is a problem because somehow having 100 pies deprives other people of pies. It's a gross mischaracterization of how wealth acquisition actually works. I suggest you all check out my video, What is Wealth, to understand this a little bit more. You can find it on my channel. Anyhow, the truth of the matter is that the idea of wealth inequality, it's there to make poor losers feel better about being Poor losers. They lack the talent and the skill to earn much, if any, wealth on their own, so they blame others for their lack of success. Or maybe they have the talent, but they're too lazy and entitled to do anything about it. But oh no, it's not their fault, it's someone else's fault. As for those on the left, nothing is ever their fault, right? And always someone else's. In truth, this whole argument is a form of denial. Wealth inequality is not a problem. If everyone has more, who cares if some have way more? If I go from having 100 pies to 10,000 pies, and you go from having 10 to 100, so long as you yourself also have more, why would you care if I also have more? Again, it can only be envy and a stark reminder of your own lack of talent in comparison to my greater amount of talent that's actually the problem. Listen, live your life, people, and stop trying to get others to provide for you because some idiot professor or your mommy or your daddy sent you the message that you're entitled to a living, regardless of whether or not you work for it, earn it, or have the talent and ambition to attain it. Anyhow, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. And if you would, please donate to my Patreon if you like my content. There are 2 forms of donation that you can make. One is through my podcast, where you can donate on a per-piece basis any amount you like. I make the podcast twice a week, and it's a lot of fun, so I suggest you take a listen. The other is via my once-a-month Patreon, where you can donate a set amount once per month. Again, the amount is of your choosing. And any support is greatly appreciated, as this content takes quite a bit of time to produce, and I get no money from YouTube at all. Also, be sure to check out and subscribe to my other YouTube page. There you'll find political and social commentary on the events of the day that's delivered in a far more laid-back and comedic way than my philosophical content is. My podcast is even more laid back than my philosophical or political social commentary, and it's loaded with dark comedy mixed with philosophical analysis, and it's a really great podcast, so I suggest you take a listen. And that's it. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.